Welcome to the ConnectAll product demo webinar series. This is Soumya Menon. I head marketing communications for ConnectAll, and I'll be your moderator for this webinar. I'm pleased to introduce you to Andy Sallow, our integration expert and senior solution architect. Uh, you will have a lot of questions about why you should integrate Jira and ServiceNow. What does it mean to end users and enterprises? Does it just stop at integrating these two tools in the software delivery lifecycle? What does ConnectAll do? He will answer all these questions and also point out the value in integrating Jira and ServiceNow. So before we get started, just a little housekeeping. Today's webinar will be available on demand after the live session, and we will send you the link. We'd love to hear from you during today's presentation. So if you have any questions, do type them into the question box in your GoToWebinar control panel, and we will bring them up later. And lastly, we'd like to encourage you to share today's webinar with your team members and social networks. So without further ado, I'm handing it over to Andy.
So again, thanks for the introduction. My name is Andy Salo. I'm with ConnectAll. I am a senior solution architect, and I'm excited to be here to present this webinar to you today. So let's go right into this. The first thing we'll do is we'll give a brief overview of the webinar's agenda. First, we'll discuss some of the reasons why organizations should be integrating Jira and ServiceNow. Then we'll talk about what the ConnectAll Integration Platform is and the value it can provide to your organization. Then I'll actually show a live demo of a ConnectAll integration of ServiceNow and Jira and how simple it is to set up an integration and be up and running with ConnectAll in no time. And to end the webinar, we'll open it up for questions and answers. So why integrate ServiceNow? That's the title of the webinar, right? So that's a fair question. So what we'll do is let's walk through some of the reasons why you should be integrating these two tools to your organizations. What happens when you integrate with ConnectAll? So number one, slash manual efforts, one of my favorites. To me, this is at the core of why you should be setting up integrations. All the other benefits we'll discuss are set up through eliminating error-prone manual work and kickstarting your automation efforts. Stop wasting your own and your team's time doing cutting and pasting of tickets. I mean, especially in today's digital age, there's no reason they're performing tedious and repetitive tasks like re-entering a ticket created in ServiceNow into Jira. Let's get that time back to work on more productive tasks that deliver real value. Nobody likes doing tedious and repetitive tasks that amount to nothing more than simple overhead. Let's eliminate those endless email trails, spreadsheets, and those daily or weekly status meetings waiting for new information on a problem or a particular status update from a particular person. Let's automate this flow of information in real time between your multiple teams and get that traction back and keep it going until the ticket is resolved. Let's eliminate the churn and wait time and gain back our efficiencies. So number two benefit is improved time to value. With the elimination of bottlenecks such as manual efforts and wait time on information and data, your time to value will improve as workflow and process automation is realized and becomes more reliable. With these real-time updates flowing between ServiceNow and Jira, your development and ITSM support teams are able to receive the information they need to resolve customer issues and tickets quickly. Turnaround time will improve drastically. You'll also gain other benefits such as cost savings and more satisfied customers. The number three benefit is facilitate collaboration and communication. So in an ALM environment, lack of collaboration and communication between teams can lead to such negative outcomes as lack of visibility, quality issues, delivery delays, and that leads to higher costs. So when integrating Jira and ServiceNow, and really any of your SDLC SDLC tools. That will ensure that development and customer service teams collaborate better and on customer requirements faster, leading to satisfied customers. For example, being able to add comments and attachments and flow them between tools really helps in eliminating unclear requirements by keeping these lines of communication and collaboration open in real time. And number four, it just simply allows people to work in their tool of choice. We all have our favorite tools we like to work in. So now being able to share these data between tools, for example, your customer service teams and development teams, they can exclusively work in the tool, like I said, they're most comfortable in. Gone are the pre-integration days of logging in and out of multiple applications to get that status update or copy that comment or attachment that your customer sent you so the developers can see it in Jira. You can now simply add it into ServiceNow knowing it is going to get to your development team in real time so they can keep working on an issue with no delays. Once again, these benefits realized are happier customers due to much faster resolution of their reported issues. And number five is enhanced visibility and traceability. When integrating ServiceNow and Jira, you'll ensure visibility into the software delivery value stream. You'll have enhanced vision into the processes and steps from when an incident or problem ticket is taken in by your customer support team to when it is resolved and then shipped out by your development team. This end-to-end traceability will assist you in streamlining your processes and highlighting these bottlenecks so they can be optimized and accelerated toward delivery of your fixes and your enhancements. So with this visibility and traceability, it enables IT and the business to communicate faster and smarter. Well thought out business decisions will be made by keeping the customers at the forefront of these decisions. So I've described these five important benefits of integrating Jira and ServiceNow. So let's talk a bit about our tool, ConnectAll. So the ConnectAll Integration Platform is designed to unify your people, processes, and tools, starting from ideation all the way to deployment and beyond. When this unification occurs, the benefits pile up, such as end-to-end traceability, visibility across your life cycle. Teams and stakeholders now have insight into the data that may not have been available to them before. Common information is shared across a broad range of ALM applications, allowing the integration of these applications into a seamless workflow. Having described some of the benefits of ConnectAll, let's talk about more what ConnectAll is. So the ConnectAll Integration Platform is designed with minimal impact in mind. It's standalone, small footprint, no need to disrupt your existing systems with any sort of plugins or add-ons. The setup is code-free, visually configured via a browser-based web interface. It supports the integration of both your cloud and on-premise applications. We also offer both cloud or on-premise installations of the ConnectAll platform itself. We currently have support for over 40 tools and applications. So as an organization, you'll decide what tools and artifact or entity types that you would like to integrate. So in practice, the whiteboarding, meetings, talking with your colleagues to decide what you'd like to synchronize will in reality take longer than the actual ConnectAll setup and configuration. Once it's set up and running, your integrations will automatically process in the background with no user intervention required. So ConnectAll is designed to be set it and forget it. To steal that from Ron Popeil, if anyone remembers the rotisserie oven. So ConnectAll can't cook chicken, but once it's set up, monitoring is minimal, if any. So having shown some more background on ConnectAll tool, let's go ahead and show a demonstration of ConnectAll synchronizing data between ServiceNow and Jira, and how simple it is to set up and configure an integration using ConnectAll. So the first thing I'd like to do is go over to ServiceNow and create an integration. So I'm going to end our PowerPoint demonstration. So here we are in ServiceNow. I'll go ahead and create a new incident. Set our caller here, Abraham Lincoln, of course. We'll give it a short description. My MS install script is failing. Help. None of my team can install MS Office. We'll go ahead and give that an urgency of 2 medium. And we'll go ahead and assign that to someone, Bernard Leboy here. And we'll go ahead and submit this, and this will flow over to Jira as a bug. So while we're waiting for that, it should sync over shortly. Let's go over to our ConnectAll dashboard. So I'll go into a little more detail on this later, but this is the dashboard section of our ConnectAll tool, our UI, where we can actually monitor in real time synchronization activities happening. Over here. So this is set right now to synchronize every 1 minute, but in the interest of time, we'll go ahead and hit this Sync Now button. That will tell ConnectAll to reach out to the endpoints and say, hey, are there any updates, any newly created bugs that I should look for to actually synchronize? So there we go. We got a new record created over in Jira. So we'll go ahead and bring that up, AW1870. Over in Jira. So excellent. So as you can see, our incident has flowed over to Jira as a bug. So what we can do now is say, okay, well, developers see this bug. It's been sent over by the customer service team, and they say, okay, well, this is quite important. MS install and script failing for multiple users. Let's go ahead and give that a priority of high or highest. We can actually even add comments too, and attachments. So let's go ahead, we'll go ahead and add a comment. The developer says, well, this is important. Can you please add an attachment for us to look at? Go ahead and add that. And we can even, you can even modify the description if you want, or add some more notes here. Help, once again, very important. And we will go ahead and we can change the assignee. So we'll change this from Bernard to someone else. We can say, let's say we have Beth Anglin. And all this will sync back over to the customer service team in ServiceNow. So we'll go back over to our ConnectAll dashboard. Looks like we've had some updates occur. So let's go back over to ServiceNow and see our updates to the bug sync back over for the customer service team to see and review. Okay, so as you can see, the update to description synced over. We have the urgency was updated from low to high in ServiceNow. And one of the things important to know is that we actually, for traceability purposes, we can actually track the key values of each incident and bug on each endpoint. So here in a custom field that you can create is the actual Jira key value. And if we go back to Jira, I could show that we actually track the incident number, the ServiceNow incident number right here. So that's pretty useful for traceability. It's right there in front of you to know what incident or defect you are linked to. So back here we see our notes. The developer about adding an attachment for us to look at. So we see that comment was added here. So let's go ahead and add that attachment by the customer service rep. Here's our screenshot. We can attach that. Okay, so now we've added an attachment, and that's going to sync over over to the Jira bug to help the developers kind of get better indication of what's going on with the install failure. Go ahead and refresh that. Yep, so you see our attachment was added over. So the purpose here was just kind of show you a really simple integration in action between Jira and ServiceNow, kind of to show you, some of the benefits we discussed earlier in the webinar when I was going through that on, increased collaboration, real-time updates, all the benefits that I discussed and how it helps your customer service team and your developers who work in ServiceNow and Jira. And as you notice, they can pass this information back and forth and stay within their tool of choice. No need to log in and out, and all the benefits I described before or realized. So having shown that, the next step I wanted to show was how easy it is to set up an integration such as this. So let's go back to our ConnectAll UI and we'll go to our home screen here. So when setting up an integration, the first thing you want to do is you'll choose your application. Here we have ServiceNow, and here's all the integrations we support or applications we support. So we'll choose ServiceNow on the left and Jira on the right. We'll give it a link name. You can name it anything you want, something that usually makes sense. So when you look at it, you know what applications and maybe entity types you're actually integrating. But for the purpose of the webinar, I've already created one and enabled one. So I'm going to go over here to the right and load that application link. So this brings me to the application link summary screen. Summary of kind of the configuration and the setup for that application link. But what I wanted to show you was kind of the three-step setup process that we use to create an application link. So I'm going to click modify here and show you that process. Okay, here we are in our setup process. So like I said, it's really a simple 1, 2, 3 process. We have a configuration tab here. Basically, you simply define your endpoint, ServiceNow and Jira, and you define the servers or URLs and the credentials that are used to log in over here for ServiceNow and over here for Jira. Very simple. Next thing you do is go over to entity mapping here. And this is where you define the projects and the entity types that you want to integrate. Over on ServiceNow, we have our incidents. So you can see a list of different entity types that we support. So we support all out-of-the-box entity types and any custom entity types that you may have within your application. So we chose incident over here, and for Jira, we chose our Andy's widgets projects and bugs. And the next step would be, once you do that, is the field mapping. What fields do we want to sync back and forth? So over here, it's really a simple point and click exercise. Over here on the left and the right are all the fields from our schema for that particular entity type. So really you just choose a field over on the left. You can sync it bidirectionally, unidirectionally in either way, then go ahead and just hit the big green plus button, and that'll add that as a mapping on the bottom here. Now that doesn't make sense, that mapping, so I'll go ahead and delete that. But I just wanted to show you how simple that was. So we have our field mappings that we set up for this particular integration over here on the bottom. As you can see, you can choose at the field mapping level which direction you want it to go. Here are the keys that I was talking about earlier, right? And we even support value mapping. So this urgency to priority field mapping, this little link over here, you can see that we support field mapping. And it doesn't necessarily have to, the values don't have to match. And in most cases, they don't. You can do, like, for example, this is one-to-many value mapping. For example, for low, when you choose low in either endpoint, it will sync to low. But if you choose lowest in Jira, it'll actually sync to low in ServiceNow. And that's how it works for high too. So like I said, they don't always match, but we certainly do support value mappings when the mappings do differ. So that's really all I wanted to do. That was kind of our simple three-step process for setting up an integration with ConnectAll. So during this webinar, I've kind of shown you why do we want to integrate ServiceNow and Jira, and I've gone through the 5 benefits that I talked about earlier when the PowerPoint was up. I've gone ahead and shown you a real simple integration just to give you an idea of how ConnectAll works between ServiceNow and Jira, and really it works the same way, setting it up for really any applications or entities that you'd like to sync. So having done that and shown that, I'd like to open it up to any questions that you may have at this time.
Hey, Andy. So we have quite a few questions. I'll start with the first one. If the tool that we are integrating already has the plugins available for connecting to another plugin or API-based tool, what is the advantage in using ConnectAll?
I'm sorry, say that again. You broke up for a little bit there, so I'm sorry.
If the tool that we are integrating already has the plugins available for connecting to another plugin or API-based tool, what is the advantage in using ConnectAll?
If you already have if I heard that correctly, if you already have a tool that supports an integration, a lot of times ConnectAll is more powerful, will allow you to do sometimes more than these plugins or add-ons that do integration may support. Right? It's a separate integration platform that is usually more powerful than these plugins.
Okay. This is a ServiceNow specific question. Does ConnectAll support ServiceNow Madrid or New York release?
I believe it supports both.
Okay.
And all that's available.
Two-way integration.
I was going to say a lot.
Right.
All that information when we support, that's available on our ConnectAll.com site or our wiki ConnectAll site.
Perfect. We have time for a couple more questions. So this says, can you set up ConnectAll for an assignment group in ServiceNow and map it onto respective Jira workspace or project?
Yes, we can support that.
So Andy, you did talk a little bit about support, but there's someone here who wants you to explain how easy or difficult it is to set up ConnectAll and this particular integration as well.
Right. So This integration was actually Jira to ServiceNow it's a more common integration that we see. We have a process for that, which we make getting installed and seeing value with ConnectAll very simple and very easy. We have a step-by-step codified, really evaluation and deployment process that we've developed and streamlined with hundreds of satisfied customers. So it actually is very, very easy to set up and get up and running, like I said, and see value with your integration using ConnectAll.
Okay. If the user updating Jira ticket does not have an account in ServiceNow, how would the audit trail in ServiceNow capture for the ticket? Like, who would update it?
You broke up, sorry. So you broke up a little bit there. Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah. If the user updating a Jira ticket does not have an account in ServiceNow, how would the audit trail in ServiceNow capture the ticket?
Well, it depends on if, I mean, you would still sync over, right? You could sync that over without that person having an account. But if you wanted that person to be added to like a user mapped field, like assigned to or created by, that person would have to exist in both tools, Jira and ServiceNow.
Okay. ServiceNow supports, I think this you've answered about assigned groups. It says that can ConnectAll integrate a specific ServiceNow assigned group to a specific project in Jira? I think you've answered that question.
Yes, yes, we can do that.
Yeah,
yep.
Possible. Yeah. A lot of user-related questions. So there's one here about the pricing, Andy. So probably we could address that as well. How are we priced?
So the way we are priced is we pick the core engine that we use, the ConnectAll engine, and then we pick the adapters that your organization wants to integrate. In this case, that would be a ServiceNow. You'd purchase the ServiceNow adapter and a Jira app adapter. Each adapter, they're priced a little bit differently. So I can't really speak to the pricing on that, but really, like I said, you purchase the core engine and then you purchase the adapters for which applications you want to integrate. And for those interested, we could certainly have a sales rep reach out to you to kind of do more of a deep dive into that to understand what you'd like to integrate in your use cases to help you understand a little further the pricing.
Perfect. There are a lot more questions, so we wouldn't be able to pick every single one since we're running out of time now. But if you want to address these questions with us, and Andy or other experts on our team will get back to you with the appropriate answers. And I see that there are specific problems and requirements as well. So do write to us. Thank you so much for joining us the session. Thank you, Andy. And please do log on to our website and you'll find more webinars that are coming up. Do sign up and block your spot there as well. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.